was 4, I want to say. It's like 4 or 5. Because, uh, okay, my mom noticed that I was always turning my head like to hear everybody else and what they were saying. But the the incident that she actually made her go take me to the doctor and check me out was when I was asleep. Well, me and my brother were playing at night, and uh, we got in trouble, and we just got a spanking, and I was kind of mad after that. And so we just got through. It was like 12, whatever, for being up past late, and then like the third time, like that she had to come in and like give us a spanking. And so, and finally, she's like, okay, she's like, you're going to bed. Good night. And then she came over to like pray, pray with us before and tuck us in. And so, like, okay, our bed was facing the other way, and I turned my head away from her, not because I was mad at her, but because I couldn't hear her if I just covered my ear with the pillow. So, but like as soon as she said, "Okay, Ben, I'm gonna pray with you," I turned away from her to hear. So she thought I was really mad. So I ended up getting a spanking. But then I told her like what happened, why I was doing it, but she didn't believe me, and she gave me a spanking the next day. Then she was thinking about it, and then she took me to the hospital, and then we found out that I was definitely. Well, I mean, it's pretty normal. Like because the thing with me, even though I'm deaf in one ear, that's not really normal. But like even though I'm deaf in one ear, my other ear is like pretty good, and so it picks up a lot for the most part. The differences are, say, when I'm in a gym, say when I'm at church, or playing sports, which I played a lot of sports when I was a little kid. So I mean, like that kind of environment, that was different. I was different than a lot of people, and obviously I asked a lot of people to, even now and then, like to keep on repeating what they say. And my family gets irritated sometimes. I mean, you also got the part where you grow up with a hearing aid. At least I did when I was like that 8 up to 8 or 8 to 12, somewhere in that range. You know, I guess that you kind of stand out, and everybody like, oh, you're deaf. Oh, okay. Because you're wearing the big hearing aid and all that stuff. So that was interesting. Okay, well, when I was like a younger age, I started piano lessons, and notes were fine. I like playing. I like just messing around on the piano. But like when learning notes in my piano lessons, like my right ear is deaf, so my teacher would usually sit on my right side, and when she would be trying to instruct me or trying to point stuff out, say play this, I'd always have to be turning and trying to get what she said, or I just wouldn't even hear anything. This causes me to get frustrated as well as her, and she would in turn get frustrated at me, and it kind of ultimately I did it. I ended up quitting piano lessons just because I got really frustrated with my piano teacher. But yeah, that affected some of the piano lessons. If I didn't really enjoy the piano lessons, ultimately I just like to end up playing the piano by myself. Um, the guitar, like I also play the guitar, and that is one of the great things that I like to do, but all the time. And I wouldn't say that my ear really affects that, me playing it, because it's pretty good. Like it compensates for my deafness, and so I'm able to pick out certain things in music that I want to hear or anything like that, and it turns out well. Okay, so when they figured out that I was deaf, after the doctor visit, they showed us different options of what I could do in order to treat it. And one of the things that they pointed out was a hearing aid, a pretty generic treatment, and they got my ear fit molded to it, and I ended up getting one. I wore that for most of the time during I think it was up 8 or up to 12 years old, and I got really annoyed with it because the way I'm deaf is more of a cochlear problem. My eardrum works fine, and so as a kid, it wouldn't work for me. I would turn the volume all the way, and if anybody talked near me or if a sound was going on, it would rattle my eardrum like so fast and hard. So it would give me headaches, and it would feel like a wave of vibrations just going against my right side of my head. And so I got fed up with the hearing aid because of the headaches, and it just whistled all the time because it ended up, it was during my growth spurt, so my ear, size of my ear changed. And so it'd be whistling all the time and get really annoying. So that didn't work, and I figured out, it doesn't help with sound anyway. So they also showed me another option later on where I could get a cochlear implant. One of my cousins got one too. And I thought about it, but I would have to go surgery, and then they connect it to the base of my skull back here, and then it could probably fix the problem, but we just decided not to do it because of expense. I mean, yeah, they have to repeat themselves a ton when I'm around them, friends, teachers, and a lot of the times I won't hear. I'll ask them to repeat a lot of the things that they say, or I just won't hear them and then think I'm ignoring them. So that has affected many circumstances in my life where like people come up to me and they start talking to me, and then I just don't hear them, and it's like I just ignore them. So I guess it has affected certain parts of the social aspect. So I wake up to my alarm. Yeah. No, can't hear it.